All right, guys and gals, welcome to round 3, game 2 of the Tiny Wars Open Tournament. I am Advanced Warrior.
And I'm CJ.
And today we have Adept999 on yellow versus BleakHorizon on black. CJ, CO.
What was that?
CO, CJ.
Oh, yeah, okay. So for Adept, we have Tasha, and Tasha is one of the classic COs from the game. Default zone is 1, her zone expands at 30-60, boarding cost of 50%. She's the air offense specialist, so all units get the default 10-10, and then air units in her zone get 40% extra offense and 20% extra defense. So her air units get 50-30, which is pretty strong. And then her Super CO comes at the cost of 60 energy. It's kind of like Will's, but just for air units instead. So her day-to-day applies to all units, and then the air units specifically get +2 movement. So overall, she is decent. Pretty infrequently played, I would say, though. But her air units, understandably, are quite strong. And so I would expect to see like a CO battlecopter or something be basically like an air nuke. But anyways, moving on.
Yep, a little rusty here. CJ, you rusty, not me. Alright, so this might sound unusual, but yes, Hawke is one of the custom COs here. He has a boarding cost of 50, zone radius of 2, and what's the word I'm looking for? He has a zone expansion energy from 30, 70 to 120, and his day-to-day basically combines his Advanced Wars Trilogy day-to-day and the 10% day-to-day that's Tiny Wars Days of Ruin has, plus 20% offense and plus 10% defense for all of his units. Now, his powers cost differently from his zone expansions. He has a CO power, which most other COs in Tiny Wars don't. Energy cost of 50, not 70, 50. And it makes the CO's zone global, and it's basically Black Wave, 1 HP to all allies, minus 1 HP to all enemies, and for the cost of 100 is basically the Black Storm with 2 HP given and taken for all of the units. Alright, so we have a beautiful brand new overlay here, thanks to Baby Go, who gave the UI an overhaul. I absolutely love it. You'll know really quickly what all these mean. If not, you can definitely ask us. So are you ready, CJ?
Sure, let's go.
Let's go. Sorry to call you rusty.
I mean, I kind of am.
So one thing that I feel like you could have maybe clarified on the Tasha breakdown is that Tasha's CO air unit is going to get, I believe, 170 offense, and I think 150 or 140 defense. So yeah. I can't remember exactly what the property is, but
I think it's well, I mean, we just saw it, but the boost to air units is, I think, what was it, 50-30? And her all CO units get veterancy bonus, which is an additional 20-20. So her CO, if it's an air unit, will have 70-50,
yeah,
which is pretty dang high.
I can't recall exactly what terrain, but basically Tasha's copters can actually one-shot tanks a lot of the time. It really depends on the terrain. I can't really remember, but yeah, basically the way Tasha is kind of played, which I feel like most people don't think about, is that her battlecopters can just one-shot most things. Therefore, Tasha's air units are scary. You don't want to get in range of a Tasha copter. Even if you have an anti-air to cover it, there is a possibility Tasha can kill the unit it attacks and then surround the copter with the open space of the unit that she just killed.
That's true. Yeah, she has that ability. She, in a sense, she's a little bit like Tabitha, because Tabitha has that nuke that can often one-shot units. So you kind of treat them pretty similarly. And since Tasha specializes in air units, and air units don't generally hang around together very densely, it's a little bit difficult to have that zone apply to more than one unit, although you still can.
I can kind of see the 10% just being used for like the other units that are trying to protect that copter. They get like a nice little boost to there.
So we have both players doing the good old recon open into tanks, and it looks like BleakHorizon draws first blood with that kill on the left side. That tank is not in range, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
It's just out of range, so he picks up a free kill for the most part.
I do wonder, on the other hand, like, both of them have their first tanks on their one base side, which I find that kind of interesting. Oh, that mech from BleakHorizon on the bottom left might come into play because that recon. Oh nope, that recon is 1, 2, 3.
That recon is in range. I'm not
sure. That recon is in range. They want to protect the capture. Okay, but I was just thinking that that mech on the mountain is like, there's a good opportunity. You can bait the tank with the recon. Although I doubt that a mech is going to kill that tank, so you're still going to have a tank running around, interrupting caps and stuff. But if we're looking at the 4 contested properties, the 2 cities are adjacent to each other on both sides. Oh, it looks like CO's zones are going in the center. Adept has 3. Bleak has none. There's one neutral one, but I find that very hard for Bleak to get. And oh, we can actually see it now. Is it like 4,000? 4,000 income ahead on top left? Is that what it looks like?
Oh yeah.
Now it's 2,000. Now it's 2,000. But yeah, it's I'm so happy we finally got that.
Oh yeah, that's real useful. I will say, Adept kind of has the advantage, at least in captures on the right side. Already got the 2 kind of contested cities, with very little resistance. Meanwhile, on the left side, I mean, Adept did lose that bike earlier, but BleakHorizon is not capping, I guess, in the equivalent cities yet. Or at least not going to get them within the next turn or so. Turn or 2.
Yeah, that bike died, but it at least secured a capture that would be really hard for Bleak to get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess it did.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't really notice that, but yeah, it did get that cap off.
And with an air CO, they can cover that fairly easily. Like that copter is like right there for interrupts. We got a duster coming in, another copter that could just go over all these mountains, all these rivers. I am a little disappointed that Adept went with yellow Tasha instead of blue Tasha, like how she is canonically.
I kind of forgot what colors people are supposed to be.
The game. You haven't played in so long. Tiny Wars actually color they color coded all the COs now. So now you. So now you see that Will, Brenner, Lynn, and Isabella are red. Forsyth, Tasha, and Gage are all blue.
Gage.
Waylon and Grayfield are yellow, which is really weird to me because blue and yellow seem to have like a hate rivalry or something.
Yeah.
All right, the attack boost from Hawke actually kind of coming through, able to kill that infantry on a mountain, get themselves 10 charge, but they are right next to a ball of death in the center. Hopefully, Adept doesn't get himself trapped.
You mean BleakHorizon? Bleak? Well,
Adept traps. Hopefully, BleakHorizon doesn't get trapped by Adept. Excuse me.
I feel like that CO tank is too far up.
Oh shit. Oh, it's actually.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse my language, but what I feared is actually happening.
Yeah, he's getting the surround.
Oh no, he didn't get the surround. He
CO.
got the kill actually. Yikes.
Yeah, that is. I think that's. I would say those probably misplays. A little bit too aggressive.
It's the power of Tasha.
Yeah, I mean, he had like 2 copters in range, or maybe it was just at least one of them on that space. But yeah, still, I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do. Oh, okay.
Oh wow, that was quick.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a blunder that he hadn't accounted for. But also, Adept did have the income advantage and was actually up by quite a bit.
Yep.
Or that's probably attributable, honestly, to that final turn of like losing the CO tank. That's kind of a big deal, as well as like a couple other units. Yeah, that was relatively fast though.
It was like only 12 turns. Alright, so let's go back to the... Does this add anything else? No, it's basically the same thing.
It doesn't have anything else we need.
Doesn't help. Everything's covered on the top. All this is so convenient. Alright, so let's go back to the beginning. So let's see, look at the openings here. First thing that came to the left side from Adept was the bike. Actually, no, the infantry and then the bike. And I think that bike just makes a beeline for the contested properties.
Oh yeah, it does.
Let's see
I
here.
think both of them had pretty similar openings.
Yeah. Wait. Adept did go for this. I wonder if maybe Bleak could have probably skipped this property, because they could get it the next turn and then go for like one of these two, but
Oh, when the recon is
when the
out,
recon
so
is
you
out,
can't-
it's all roads, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the recon can interrupt this in like 2 turns. So the radars do give income though. So I think this brings up the question: is it worth to city skip in order to get one of these contested properties? That's something I can't really answer right now in this specific situation. When I do go for city skips, I make sure that skipping the property doesn't hurt my income, where like if I want to get a vehicle out, I make sure that city skipping doesn't hurt me getting that vehicle. But I will have to like, calculate all this before simulate all this before I can make a call on whether city skip was worth it or not. But
yeah, it's hard to do that so far in advance just because this is so early in the game. But I do think I vaguely remember this like coming up in a previous game. I feel like it may have been Plague's game versus Master of Math, Sonya the Superior, whichever name you want to use. And I think it was that game, but the general idea was like the recon's coming out, you have a turn before it comes in, and so you may just want to secure a property, so you have your foot there because you're not going to get it later, and then just try to hold it as long as you can. Both players went for the recon thing. Adept got it out first. I guess just based on the income in this game, like the properties available, the way that the captures flow, Adept was able to afford it earlier. But I think based on what we have seen in other games, I think if I was in Bleak's position, I would actually go for the city skip just to try it. Because when that recon is out and exerting its influence, it's hard to get any of the cities, let alone keep your opponent from getting them. And those two cities on each side are pretty key in getting the income advantage and ultimately winning the game.
If I may have mouse control, CJ, I think we saw the same thing happen on the other side. Oh wait, no, not exactly the same thing, but the radar is already captured, and then the recon comes out. But it's just kind of like this situation here, where this bike lost its life. It secured it captured the property, lost its life, and then for like the rest of the game, the tank is here. Bleak's unable to get this property. I think Bleak also was stopped with this capture as well. So the bike was lost, but it has secured one of the most contested properties on the map. So yeah, although Adept was able to get this radar, I'm just using the example of capturing the city, losing the bike, and being able to maintain the city. It is the one base side, but Adept is also an air CO, and it is not too hard for Adept to save the city. So we could have possibly seen the same thing on the other side if Bleak had maybe gone for a city skip. But again, if you're doing a city skip, you want to make sure that the income that you're not getting doesn't matter at that point. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Bleak didn't contest as hard on the right side as Adept did on the left. Yeah, maybe that is attributable to the way that the COs exert their influence, with Tasha being able to migrate across the board, across the map faster. But, I mean, yeah, also, it was just that, I mean, I noticed that Bleak put the tank on the right side, but then brought it to the middle instead of going to the... instead of actually going to the right, which, like, to be fair, you're not really expected to push that side, but he also didn't really get to contest. By the time, I think, there were enough units. Yeah, he just didn't contest, actually. Oh, because the bike went towards the center.
Okay.
I guess because the recon was here, and he wouldn't be able to get a cap. But I guess that goes back to the city skipping.
I want to see the tank's range. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, if the tank went here, it would...
So then hold on, wait. If it went through... I'm sorry.
I don't think it would cover, actually.
So what's the furthest it can go? So the wasteland? Let's try the wasteland. I think...
The wasteland is slower.
But it can go on the wasteland. It can end its turn It can end its turn on the wasteland. Yeah, so we go city 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it won't cover.
It would have.
If it's on the plains either, it won't cover. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That is actually
going through the plains actually puts it here actually.
Yeah. And so it doesn't cover the city.
It doesn't. Yeah.
So that's actually, I guess that is the importance of getting that first either that first recon out and able to exert influence, exert control, or just capture skip to try to get it there. Alternatively, if the tank goes to the right and holds down the area while you try to capture, you can try that too, but then it's also possible that Adept actually gets more properties on the left.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know if I agree with the general idea of Bleak bringing his CO to the middle, though. As we kind of talked about in map review, the middle is kind of low value. And Adept does have that advantage in the center with an air CO.
Yeah. I mean, Hawke could do it too, but Bleak already committed to a tank Hawke. All right.
That's
so
true, yeah.
so let's go a little further. I actually want to go back to where so why did was it Bleak bring the tank up? Was it to get charge?
Mm-hmm.
It was just to solely get charge.
I think so.
Yeah, and then as we saw, the thing that I was afraid of happened. Yeah, it's like, yeah, the Tasha tanks are just. Actually, I think this would be a decent time to pull up the calculator.
For what?
I actually just want to see like what can Tasha do. Where's the calculator?
Can check this.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, okay. So if we put a, let's select like, excuse me, CJ. Let's select the tank. I just want to select the tank, just a general tank. A tank here on planes is a kill. What's the second? What has two stars? City. If I can find it. City also kills. Wait, no.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. 90, it's a luck roll, but
90% kills, but yeah. On woods, does not kill. But yeah, it just shows you the capabilities of what Tasha can do, and like obviously if she could kill tanks on planes, then Tasha can clearly kill a tank on an infantry on the roads. And with a CO zone of 1, I think this is the first time I've seen Tasha's CO zone being used for another air unit. Specifically,
yeah, that doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't happen that often, like clearly to get a good shot on this copter. Yeah, it was. I want to go back. Was it? With all this here, I don't think it was worth getting that charge. I'm like, you have two high-powered copters in the center. I do not think that was worth for Bleak to get some charge.
Yeah, what is his end turn state was here. Yeah, this anti-air only barely covers, and if this like is blocked, then the anti-air doesn't actually cover the CO tank either.
Yep.
So,
what about the duster and the copter?
I mean, they can, but then if certain units move into different places, it's very possible that they get cut off completely. So yeah, this was Bleak
probably overestimated the possibility of their survival here.
Yeah, like I will say, like, I've fallen for this before where I'm like, oh, radar 3, it's 3 stars. Like, that's 30% defense is a lot.
40% defense for that tank.
More,
CO zone.
More.
Oh, yeah, more. 60.
CO zone plus veterancy
60.
Plus, yeah. So you expect it to survive, but like, it's
170.
Defense is not as good in this game. You're also going against Tasha with battlecopters, so that's like, effective damage plus boost. Like,
it basically nullifies most of the defense that that Bleak was hoping to have.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is the only thing that I can think of. Like, I definitely could see myself making those similar moves, and getting a little bit greedy with it, feeling like, I mean, I have these, like, Bleak has all these mechs. Those are quite strong. But yeah, losing the CO unit is a pretty heavy blow here. And there just isn't enough anti-air. I think after Adept's turn, like, his positioning was pretty decent, where it's not easy to get your anti-air in. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. This makes sense, yeah. Even the mechs killing this... The mechs I don't think can kill the tank. The copter can. Then you can bring the anti-air. The anti-air will not kill the duster, I don't think.
There's defense on that. There's defense on that duster.
Yeah. So overall, like, it isn't going to work.
No.
So, yeah, unfortunate.
27 charge for Tasha as well. So yeah, we had talked about how that one CO zone for Tasha is like, very hard to use. Two CO zone is actually very decent for anyone. So just 3 more damage with that. Like probably could feed it to one of these guys here because exactly 3 bike is there. But yeah, Tasha is definitely gonna get that CO zone up too. And Bleak would have to start over with a fresh CO, and I understand why Bleak would resign in this situation. All right.
What? It seems like Bleak was behind in unit value for like a while.
Unit.
But I'm not sure.
Army value? Okay, 39.
Yeah.
But the Adept didn't build anything yet. Okay, there we go. 45 to 39, and then 39 to 34, 34 to 28.
That's about right.
And then 24 to 28. What? Whoops. All right.
Yeah, but I mean the main thing was I think it was that Adept did have an income lead for like a few turns, and then just had a lot of good attacks. So yeah,
wasn't too far behind, but yeah, that was.
I mean, before this turn, yeah, Bleak wasn't like super behind, but it's also pretty hard in what this was the beginning position. It's hard to think of what you would actually do here. But yeah, I mean, BleakHorizon can't just keep the map state as it is because the income advantage will get pretty bad pretty fast.
Yeah, and like I said, trying to wall against a Tasha, that copter can kill a lot of things. And like even if you like maybe put the anti-air like in front, that's just exposing your anti-air to a tank, and that's Bleak's only one that's in range to cover all those units. The second one is just freshly built, but yeah, that was a little greedy from Bleak here. I can kind of see the idea now. Sending the tank all the way up here so they could just like secure this side and like get these cities, but Adept had the answer.
Yeah, I think if there is a move here, it is probably moving most of your army to the left side over here, slightly out of range of some of these copters, in an attempt to take these 2 cities. He does have mech support, which is good. I think if you're gonna play to any strength, it would be that the mechs are up front. Bring in the second anti-air, all that kind of stuff. Probably have to clear out a lot of your center. But yeah, I think that would be the only one of the better moves here, because I can't think of too much else that you should do in this situation. Yeah.
All right. I guess. You have anything else to add to this, CJ?
No. I think we covered this. Yeah, I think we covered basically everything that needed to be said. The strategies, the other alternative, the other options, the opener. Yeah. So.
All right. So Adept moves on to this semifinals, right?
Yep.
Semifinals. Adept moves on to the semifinals where they will face off against Plague. I'm excited to see this one actually. Number 1 seed Plague versus Adept. I forgot what seed Adept was, but Adept's been really killing it this tournament.
Yeah, I think generally Adept joined when Adept signed up for the tournament, I don't think they had played all that much.
I recognize them from
Tiny
Advanced Wars by Web.
Yeah, so I think that their rating was like relatively low, and so their seeding was relatively low, simply because they hadn't played a lot, but at that time. But now, they've clearly demonstrated that they're pretty dang good at
Adept
the game,
is
so-
20th seed,
Yeah,
and it's
I think-
just destroying the competition.
Yeah, I think he's probably the lowest seed out of all the people still remaining.
There's I almost spoiled the results. There's Plague Master in this I'm sorry,
This round.
In this round, Observer is 19.
Oh, okay.
So we got like two 19 and 20th seed in round 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Adept's been crushing it for such a low seed. Congrats to Adept making it to semifinals. Right. So I believe that is everything we've covered here. Adept moves on. Really, I would say strong performance from Bleak. Gave it very good effort. Thanks for playing, Bleak. And that was this will be it for our round 3 game 2 of the Tiny Wars Open Tournament. Feel free to subscribe to stay updated on all the commentary for every game of this tournament. I'm Advanced Warrior.
And I'm CJ.
And you all have our warmest regards. Please take care.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao, ciao.